Jay here for Stretford Paddock. Manchester City 0, Manchester United 2. This is a live review. Don't worry if you wait and see Joe Smith as well. He'll be joining me in a minute. Also, we'll be hearing from Stephen Howson. So make sure you get in the chat. Give us a like. Get involved. United upsetting the odds. I know it's a derby, but most people thought that City, with their 21-game winning streak, we're gonna win today because, let's face facts, they often do. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got it right against Pep Guardiola yet again. United continuing our good run of form at the Etihad to get all 3 points, 2-0. Goals from Bruno Fernandes from the penalty spot early doors. A lot of people sort of questioning his record against the Big Six, whatever that means. He certainly silenced those doubters straight away. And then we had a fantastic goal from Luke Shaw. Runs the length of the pitch. Plays a little 1-2 with Marcus Rashford and scores a great goal. Remember when Luke Shaw was saying Ole had told him he was the best finisher at the club? Maybe he was telling the truth. Get involved in the comments. Let us know what you think of that performance by Manchester United. Gary Neville, I think it was, went with Anthony Martial as his man of the match. Do you agree with that? What does this mean now for Manchester United? Can we kick on for that? I'm not going to say 21 is coming because we're still 11 points behind City. Let's be brutally honest. They're not going to drop 11 points between now and the end of the season. I don't think so anyway. You may disagree. But let us know what you think this means. Does this mean now that we can kick on and secure that second place spot? Can we get second as it has? Is top four done and dusted? Let us know what you think in the comments. I'm just going to dive into some of the comments here as well. United Forever podcast says, I'm delighted. My voice is going and everything, mate. Honestly, it's just been a fantastic day. First, the Scousers get beat for the 6th time in a row at home, and then we beat those blue lot. It's just what a great day. United Way says, yes, Jay, this is the best feeling ever. I agree, it is. It's fantastic. If you can't enjoy beating City at the Etihad, there's no point in being a football fan, in my opinion. In the super chat, Mark Hatton says, if only we hadn't dropped all those points recently, even turning that Everton draw and Sheffield United loss into wins, and we would only be 6 points behind. Do you know what, mate? I agree, but I'm not even focusing on that today. I'm not even worrying about that. I'm just focusing on the fact that, yet again, as the thumbnail says, Manchester is red. We've gone to the Etihad just like we did last season. Do you remember last season where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was under pressure? We had Spurs coming to Old Trafford with Jose. We had a trip to the Etihad and people were saying, if he loses those 2 games, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's gone. He won them both. We went to the Etihad and we won. We've done it again today. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's record against Pep Guardiola is very good because Pep Guardiola usually wins the majority of his games against most managers. But against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, his record isn't good at all. And if you look at it now in the league, last time we had fans in the stadium, we beat them 2-0 at Old Trafford. Going back last season as well, we beat them away at the Etihad in the league. I know this season in the league at Old Trafford, it was obviously that poor 0-0 draw. But we've gone to the Etihad, we've taken on a team that couldn't stop winning, and we've not only beaten them, but to be honest with you, I think we played pretty well. I think we did well. Okay, we gave the ball away a lot in midfield, but if you look at the chances and the opportunities City had, the clear-cut chances, how many times did Dean Henderson make a save where you go, wow, what a save, fantastic, he's kept us in it? Not that often, I don't think it is. And I've just heard it on here from producer Cam. That's our 3rd straight away win at the Etihad. Now, that's phenomenal, that. I know people go, you know what? But let's face facts. This is a City team that a lot of City fans are claiming is one of the greatest Premier League teams ever. Where have you heard that before? I think the Scousers were saying that as well, weren't they, not long ago? And we've gone there 3 times on the trot. We beat them in the Carabao Cup. All right, then we still didn't go through, but, it's a win. We beat him in the league last season there. We've gone again this season, and we've beaten him. And it's just a fantastic feeling, as people are saying. I like this comment. United Forever podcast, Hand of God. Love that. Ashan Naido says, massive result. Hit like, give us a like, get involved in the comments. Come on, we want to hear from you guys. Soak up that feeling. Let us know how you're feeling. This is what it's all about, innit, eh? Going to the Etihad and showing them lot that Manchester is red. This was a victory. Disciple of Ollie says this was a victory for Manchester. Yes, it was. It's right. If you're Mancunian, you should be happy. Or if you're not even Mancunian, you're just a football fan, you should be happy. Alistair Penman says, Maguire was immense. I thought Harry Maguire played very well today. He deserved that as well because he's had a little bit of criticism. And I think sometimes it's a bit over the top because I think most of United's problems of late haven't been defensively. They've been going forward. Harry Maguire played very well. YMNCF says, Luke Shaw for Ballon d'Or. Why not? Luke Shaw had a great game today. Took his goal well. Played very well. Still gives me nerves sometimes when he doesn't close down his man who's out wide and doesn't go out across. But I'm not going to be too harsh on him because it was a very good performance for him. Wilhelm Shindongo says, I would give Fred man of the match. I think I wouldn't. I think he was one of our worst players. They kept getting the ball away, but that's my opinion. Get involved in the comments if you don't agree with it. Horizon says, loved Ollie's spat with that bald fraud. Yeah, he had a bit of a argument with Pep Guardiola. I think it stemmed from Dean Henderson kicked the ball out because we were that 10 men and we wanted to make the substitution. Mason Greenwood coming on for the injured. I'm very excited. I'll try and slow down. The injured Marcus Rashford, and City just played on because, they're horrible, aren't they? So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer let Pep know that he's bang out of order and that he's a fraud. Stephen Bartlett says, very, very lucky today. I don't agree. I think we played well. I think we were always going to have less possession than Manchester City. They were always going to come at us, especially when we got a goal after a minute. You're going to soak up pressure. You're going to have to defend well, and you're going to have to try and keep them and limit them to long-range shots, to sort of balls over the top that the keeper can deal with. And that's what we did. It was a very professional performance by Manchester United. It wasn't easy on the eye at times, and we rode our luck a little bit. I'm not going to say there wasn't any luck involved a little bit in terms of when we gave the ball away. Sometimes we weren't punished for it, but I'm not going to moan about that. That, for me, was a very professional performance, and I think we deserved our win. I don't think it was lucky. I think we deserved it. Abdullah Ibrahim says, what a record Ollie has versus Pep. I wish we could play them every week. What a win and 3 points. Another Bruno goal, penalty, I don't care. This whole thing about open play goals and stuff like that, it wasn't a thing until recently. I think it's a nonsense. He scored so many goals from open play, so many penalties. It doesn't matter. A goal is a goal. Does anyone look at the 4-0 win in the FA Cup final against Chelsea, 99 phone goal? Well, Eric Cantona's goals don't count because they're penalties. No, a penalty is a goal, isn't it? So this thing about penalties, people sort of dismissing him. It's not for me. Digabar Pradhan says, Bruno scores against the Big Six. Ha ha ha. He has scored against Spurs as well, so it's not like he hasn't. Aditya Kula, forgive me if I'm butchering your names, you know how terrible I am at pronunciation, says, Jay, if we play one extra attacking mid when teams play a low block, do you think we'll win those games too? I would like to see that happen more often, but we'll have to wait and see. I think that has been a bit of a problem for us this season. This season, at times when teams have sat back and we have faced a low block, we have struggled, and it's something that we need to work on. Pinch Weasel says, Henderson had hardly had to do anything. I agree with that to a certain extent. I don't think he had a lot to do, but I think what he had to do, he did well. He came for balls he should have come for. He was quite dominant in the box when they were putting in crosses, and also the throw for Luke Shaw's goal. It wasn't an amazing throw, and I maybe over-egged it a little bit on the watch along because I was like, oh my God, that's an amazing throw from Dean Henderson. Admittedly, I was a little bit excited, but we've seen a lack of that from David De Gea, and I don't want to bash De Gea, but we have to face facts, and that's one area of his game that isn't great. His distribution sometimes, he isn't very quick with it. Dean Henderson got it right today, so I thought he didn't have a lot to do, but what he did well. There was only one shot, I think, where he spilled it a little bit, or it wasn't quite as confident as it should have been, but very, very decent performance. Darren Cox says, Dan James putting in some great performances. I agree. I said this before the game. Dan James has been playing well, and he played very well today. Ibro Svic in the super chat says, what a performance from boys, saying hello from the state. Ibrahim, would it possible to me to be on Stretford Paddock? I think he's saying, to be Stretford Paddock. Yep, you're always allowed on. We always like people to come allowed on. Send in your predictions for the next game. Is it Milan next or whatever it is? I'm forgetting, I'm that giddy. We'll put out paddockmatch@gmail.com. Thank you to Biddy's Cabin Mayor. We like predictions. Send in like a 30-second clip of what you think this prediction will be for the next game, and we'll get you on the pre-match build-up. Ross Murphy with the super chat says, defending for United against the top six has been superb. If only we turned the 0-0s into 2-0s, be far different. Luke Shaw, man of the match. Dean Henderson, first derby clean sheet, not bad. Fantastic. I mean, yeah, I thought Luke Shaw played very well. Maybe a shout for my man of the match today, Luke Shaw. No, Gary Neville gave it Anthony Martial, which surprised a lot of people, but Anthony Martial he played well-ish, but he's just got to do better in front of goal. It's been a growing theme this season, and that chance that he didn't take could have come back to haunt us, sorry, but we got away with it. Again, it's some info coming into my head that it was our 4th straight clean sheet, and unlike the other 3 0-0s, which were pretty boring and pretty drab, this obviously a 2-0 win away at the Etihad to a City team who are flying. 21 wins on the trot is ridiculous. And also, I think that takes us to, 22 games now away from home without defeat, which is a fantastic record. And you can't fault Ole for some of these results. He's broken quite a few records, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, since he come at Manchester United. He broke some records when he came in as caretaker, and he's carried on doing that as he's been the permanent manager. So it's easy to dismiss these and say, oh, well, it doesn't really matter. But no, it's fantastic run of fixtures or results we've had away from home. Okay, some of those results, you look at the West Brom 1-1, the 0-0 at Crystal Palace haven't been great, but today was a lot different. 2-0 away at Manchester City, just what the doctor ordered. Joe Presbalewski says, it's a shame Jesse's on loan because his pressing ability would work well in the 10 and Bruno could control the midfield in a deeper role. A few people have been talking about Jesse Lingard and how well he's doing at West Ham and whether we miss him and whether he should come back to Old Trafford or whatever. I think it's a different kettle of fish. I think you look at the way Jesse Lingard had been playing leading up to his loan move to West Ham. His form had fallen off a cliff. It really had. And I love Jesse Lingard. We've had him on the channel when we were full-time Devils. I think 3 times he's been on. I think it's 4 times, actually. Right back to his time when he was on loan, for Brighton Hove Albion. So I'm a big fan of Jesse Lingard, and he's a good lad. But I think his form had deserted him from Manchester United. He had 18 months where it wasn't really happening for him. So the move to West Ham seems to have rejuvenated his career. Who knows, though? Maybe we'll end up coming back because he's been playing very well there. I think he's got a few goals and a couple of assists as well. Bartek Bresky says, can we see Steve dancing? Yes, Steve Alson is coming in to do his fan cam, I think. So whether he'll be dancing or not, I don't know. Some people are asking if he's going to be giving an apology to Luke Shaw. I don't know about that one either. You'll have to wait and see. Stay tuned to see what happens there. If you're not hitting the like button, come on, give us a like. Manchester United just won at the Etihad and we're here giving you the live reaction. Give us a like and get in the comments. Sinjad Das says, Dan James had a very good game. Bruno was a little low today. Hopefully he comes back hard. I thought Bruno played okay. I thought some of his passing wasn't quite as crisp as we come to expect, but I actually thought that was a better performance from him than we've perhaps seen in the last few games. I felt he was a bit more at the races today. And I think it's always difficult for Bruno Fernandes because he's always targeted. He's always the midfielder that opposition opponent, the opposition defenders, the opposition midfielders look at. They mark him quite closely. They try and pressure him, put pressure on him a lot. That's why Paul Pogba was doing so well just before he got injured, because Paul Pogba was there to sort of take some of that pressure, get a couple of goals as well. He was making the most of the fact that perhaps all the focus was on Bruno. And I think we missed Paul Pogba a lot since he got that injury. Included today, but I think Paul Pogba would have been a great player to have today, but we didn't need him, which is amazing. You look at our team and the players we're missing as well. No Edinson Cavani, you probably would have started had he been fit. No Paul Pogba, you probably would have started had he been fit. And yet we've still got a 2-0 win away at the Etihad. Any update on Marcus Rashford? KD Dye is asking. I'm not sure. If we hear anything, we'll let you know. We know he went off with an ankle injury. Obviously, we hope that's not too serious. Marcus Rashford, who's just been absolutely playing with every injury you can imagine for Manchester United for like the last 2 years, it seems. He's got a bit of an ankle knock. He's been carrying an ankle injury and a shoulder injury as well. I think the shoulder one's a little bit more serious. So we'll wait and find out how serious it is, the ankle injury that he got today, and whether that's going to keep him out. United Forever podcast says in the super chat, 3 Pep Spanks at the Etihad is no fluke. Sorry, he says at the Etihad. At the Etihad, sorry, get that right. What is no fluke? So in the words of the Generation X, I got 2 words for City. Suck it. Disciple of Ollie. Ollie says, Ollie's a winner, only the plastics can't see that. Jeremy Brake says, be happy, chat. You'd swear we just lost to Newcastle, lol. Yeah, some people being a little bit negative. Shall I say? Here's a good one from Trusty Paul. He's asking a question. So Henderson finally nails the number 1 spot, ? It's up for debate. I mean, I don't want to be sort of too reactionary, but I've been saying for a little while now that I'd like to see Dean Henderson start as our number 1. I think David De Gea's form isn't what it used to be, and I think he's dining out a little bit on past glories, and I don't like to be critical of a player who's just had a baby, wish him all the well, of course, but is Dean Henderson a better option? I think he is, personally, and that's not just going off today. That's what I've been saying for a little while now. I certainly don't think Dean Henderson's done his chances any harm today. I thought it was a very solid performance from him when we needed one. Masamoon Ragnarok says, this away record is madness. Laughing emoji. It is madness. It's ridiculous. Jordan Jones in the super chat says, this result only counts if we win the next game. Do you know what, right? You're right. It does only count if we win the next game. And you're right, we have dropped some silly points. There's no debate about that. But just now, just to enjoy this moment, come on. Should we just enjoy this moment? And let's go right back to the start of the day. Liverpool lose at Anfield. Again, fantastic. Happy days. Then the team news comes out, no Cavani. You start thinking the worst. Oh, you know what? Look at the bench and all this sort of stuff. We get a goal after what? A minute. And then we never look back, really. Yes, City have a lot of the ball. Yes, we're under a little bit of pressure. We get a second goal in the second half. Fantastic goal from Luke Shaw. And it's happy days. 3 points. 2-0 win at the Etihad. Bring it on. End of their little run. Perhaps got another one. He's done it. He did it all the time. He did it at Barcelona. He did it at Bayern Munich. He did it at Man City now as well. Yeah, he did it until we came to the Etihad and then took it off him. Can we have 1,000 likes? Come on. There's 2.7 thousand people watching this video, which means 1.7 thousand. Well, how many likes have we got? We've got 500 likes. So that means over 2,000 of you aren't liking this video, which I'm going to be honest with you. I'm taking that to heart. As Michael Jordan says, I take it personally. Especially after just beating City at the Etihad. Come on, how many voices going? Come on, give us a like. Gaming Harry says, I got vertigo from looking at Liverpool in 7th. That's one of my favourite comments ever. Jordan Jones says, it still feels good, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I get why people may go, oh, you know, we need to build on this, or it's frustrating, we've dropped points previously, but just to enjoy this moment is fantastic. Carl Hagen says, personally, I think with Pogba not playing, Bruno is man-marked by 2 to 3 players. I agree. With Pogba in the team beside Bruno, we drag the opposition out of shape, and this creates room for our front three. I think Paul Pogba's been... I don't want to say underrated because that's a ridiculous statement, but I think sometimes you can almost... It's downplayed a little bit how important he can be alongside Bruno Fernandes. Viet High says, the city is yours. The city is yours. 50,000 empty seats. Are you fucking sure? Simon Bennett says, greatest team in Premier League history. We've heard that twice now, haven't we, this over these last few months. We heard it about the Scousers, greatest team in Premier League history. They've lost 6 at home on the spin. Then we hear about City. Well, actually, this is, 21 wins and all this shit. This is the greatest team in Premier League history. You're going to see that it ain't, because we've just beat them. So let's get back to some facts. And the fact is, Manchester United are the greatest team in Premier League history. Not this one, but the 99 team, or maybe the 08 team. We'll debate. Anyway, he's finally decided to join us as Mr. Joe Smith. He's here. How are we doing?
Very good.
How was it? You okay?
It was all right, yeah.
Did you have to go and calm yourself down after that?
No, I didn't. I enjoyed it, and I took that energy, and I'm taking it again now.
Right, he's back. So get in the comments. Give Joe your thoughts, any questions, any comments, what you think of that. Hit likes as well. We want 1,000 likes. How many likes are we on at the minute, Cam? 925. That's 1,025. Right, I want 2,000 likes, right?
Easy.
We've beaten City, who were on a 21 winning match streak.
That was easy.
Run. I want 2,000 likes. Come on. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's on me telly there. I think he's saying if people aren't liking Stretford Paddock video, they've got something wrong with him. Joe, I'll turn to you. It was easy, that, wasn't it?
It wasn't. And you can see the stats there. We know City had more possession. We know City had more shots. But for me, shots only matter if they're dangerous and if it forces big saves and difficult saves. Henderson didn't really have many great saves to make. A couple palmed wide, a couple down to his feet. I know they hit the crossbar at one point, and this is going to sound stupid, it was sort of the outside edge of the crossbar, and it was a shot that didn't look like it was going in at any point. I think it was Gundogan who hit it. But United played well, and it was nervy, but the best thing about it was the last 10 minutes when it was nervy and it was edgy, and obviously at any point if City do score, it's going to become hellish and awful. We never had to feel that hellish and awful nerves, because the 2 periods, the first 10 minutes of the first half and the first 10 minutes of the second half, was so crucial, and it set the tone for the whole game. And United were brilliant in the first 10 minutes, and they made City look shaky and scared and reckless and full of mistakes. And they did the same thing in the second half, and they got the goals in that time. And it was just very well done from United, and it was nervy, and they had a lot of the ball. But again, as I said on the watch-along, what did we expect? We're never going to go there and have 67% possession like they did. That's what City do, and we stopped them having big chances for the most part. United defended well. Some of the ball retention in the first half was peculiar and embarrassing almost from United, but I think second half they cut a lot of that out, and overall they absolutely deserved the win. And again, like I said, the last 15 minutes, City never really troubled us or got too close to the goal. Some good flashes across the goal, but anyone can overhit a cross. I thought United played really well.
No, I agree. Just diving into the comments. Someone says, put that Shaw goal in your scrapbook. Gaz W says Shaw was lucky Slabhead was there a few occasions, which I spoke about earlier and we spoke about on the watch along. It wasn't a perfect performance by Luke Shaw, but I'm not going to fault him too much because obviously he got a very important goal. Someone else was saying about Martial, skills were good, but finishing must improve. I agree completely with that. Obviously, you got Gary Neville, I think, game man of the match. There's always moments from Martial for the penalty. Yeah. Great feet. He gets hold of the ball and he's running with it and buys a penalty. But his finishing, I don't want to be too negative, but let's face facts. He should have scored, and that could have made all the difference.
And he had that header at the back post as well, which he should have done better with.
You pointed that out. I think a confident Andy Martial just lets that drop and volleys it into the goal. Jack Lynch in the super shot says, if we won against Chelsea and Crystal Palace, we would have been right back in the title race, but you need to give credit when it's due. Yeah, I get these arguments. I do, and I understand it, and it was frustrating. But I still think...
Yeah,
I mean, just focus on the fact we've got 3 points today, and we've beaten Manchester City at the Etihad again. Caddy Mode super chat says, "Why is Rashford becoming increasingly more tentative in front of goal?" It's a good point. That we pointed that out, didn't we? He seemed to pass it quite a lot when the shot was on, which isn't like him. He's usually one who'll sort of take a shot on. Sometimes when you don't want him to, he seems to go the other way today. I don't know if he's trying to involve Manty Martial in more, or if he's just doesn't feel his own confidence in himself. I don't know. Again, though, don't want to be too harsh on him because I thought Rashford did okay today. I thought he played quite well, and the tackle he made when he went off injured was fantastic.
Yeah, really good. Good tracking back. A couple of other players who I don't know if you've mentioned, but I think deserve a mention. I think Wan-Bissaka was excellent again today. I think Harry Maguire was excellent. Yep. I think Victor Lindelof, whilst he didn't stand out to me as doing a lot of excellent things, I think he was very solid. And here's the thing with this Man United team, and we know this, and we can deny it all we want. We can say we're shocking defensively, but we know this because we saw it last season. When we play defensively, we are good.
Yeah.
It's when we try to play offensively, we try to hold the ball further up the pitch. That's when we get exposed defensively. And I've said it, and I will keep saying it. I think a lot of that is down to our midfield because when we transition from attacking to defending positionally and in terms of ball retention, our midfield isn't good enough. When we sit back like we did today, we're defensively very good, and that's because our defence is actually quite good. I think it's easy to say, oh, we concede goals, so it must be the defence's problem. When United sit back, when United play defensively, our defence is great. The problem is when we try to attack and then we get countered on and then the transitions, that's where we struggle. And for me, some of that boils down to the defence, of course, but a lot of that boils down to the midfield and the ability to stop transitions. And the fact that we got to sit back today, it's no surprise to me that we've got a clean sheet because we can do that.
Andy Manser says, Jay, we showed who's boss. Alexandra Fan says, Martial was excellent. Gaz W says, De Gea will have to isolate 2, I assume. So it'll be a little...
I read something about that he might have to, but then I saw another thing about an elite sports person exemption or something. Sorry. So I'm not sure quite how that's going to work.
I think you're right. I read something similar that he doesn't have to isolate because of, like you just said,
he's good at footy and that. Because
he's good at football, and apparently, if you're good at football, COVID can't
touch
you. Which is why United don't get many people who have the COVID. Paul Lucas says people forget Rashford had his spine cracked in 3 places not that long ago. Rashford has all sorts of injuries, and he's been playing with all them injuries, and I'm glad he has because we've needed him.
Yeah,
we take Marcus Rashford out of this team, and you're in all sorts of trouble. Don't forget, even today where he didn't have his best game, he still got an assist. All right, it's a 1-2 we sure or whatever it was, but
someone had to do it.
Yeah, it counts. And also, if he's not tracking back for that tackle, they could score and get the right back in it. There was 30 minutes to go. 2-1, it's a different story. I like this from Ashan Naidu. Lindelof had a tidy game.
I think he did have a tidy game. Nothing spectacular, but he defended well and we didn't concede. A quote from Solskjaer there.
Go on, mate.
He said, we had to defend well. No team in the world of football has a chance against Man City without being collective. I think they did defend well as a team.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff in the first half, Fred in particular, but generally the whole team gave the ball away so easy, sort of between 15 minutes and half time. We snapped out of it a touch in the second half.
This is why the one thing I don't like about doing watch-alongs, because you can't help yourself when you're watching that and you're like, for God's sake, and people may think, but it was like that in the first half, wasn't it? We kept giving the ball away so much, and it's like, it's frustrating and it's unnecessarily giving the ball away as well. Fred, like you say, someone in the chat was saying Fred has the first touch of Lukaku, and I don't think that's a compliment. And there was an element of that, but I thought we got a bit of a grip of it in the second half, especially. That goal by Luke Shaw seemed to not wind out their sails a little bit. You pointed out that you felt like there was almost an air of they'd kind of given up a little bit, like in sort of like they'd sort of settled into a routine that wasn't really at it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I didn't think they put the pressure. I mean, I know that, like I said, they had a lot of balls where you see De Bruyne, he always does it, just swinging a leg, chipping it to the back post, and players are diving at it, and, you got Jesus sliding at the back post over and over and over again. They do this, don't they? But they never got on the end of any of them. The one they did get on the end of was Sterling, and he headed it about 10 yards wide. Like, they put those balls in over and over and over and over again. But really, that's all they did. They didn't cut through United. They didn't get any chances one-on-one in front of goal. One of the best chances they had never, materialised because Phil Foden got the ball and Greenwood tackled him in the box. He didn't get a chance to have a shot from inside the 6-yard box. And United have to get credit for that. And that's what City do. That's the thing. They just tap the button over and over and over and over again and hope eventually someone does get on the end of it or someone the cross is slightly better. But they never quite found it today. And United have got to get a lot of credit for that. I think they were really good.
I agree. Stevie86H in the super chat says, win made all the better with Liverpool losing. I agree completely. That just sent me over the edge this morning, or this afternoon, sorry. It feels like it was this morning. There's so much gone on since then, but it's fantastic. Miklos Maneni, forgive me if I've butchered your name, you know how useless I am, says the next Premier League piss take will be fantastic.
Oh,
mate.
blimey.
Clark Kent as well says, can't wait for the piss take. Mate, you've got some people waiting for this.
Me
so
too.
You better deliver.
Me and Adam McCullough tomorrow.
You and Adam McCullough there.
7
Loads of material there. If you've not watched Premier League Piss Take, check it out every Monday at 7 o'clock. Him and Adam McCullough does what it says on the tin. Absolutely hilarious.
It's even better to take the piss when United actually win.
Yeah, exactly. And
we
the
have.
Scousers lose as well.
Yes.
That's just like the double whammy. Seriously. So make sure you're checking it out. Yeah, Perthan Nurmahan says,
Smashed it.
Piss Take going to be legendary. Ease said, can't wait for Piss Take. So yeah, loads of people waiting for that. Disciple of Ollie says, Fred had a couple of nice passes down the flanks today, though. To be fair, it wasn't a complete disastrous performance by Fred. I know we might sound like being harsh. Obviously, there were times when he kept possession, he did some good passes, but on the whole, he gave the ball a lot.
Just because he didn't give the ball away every single time he had it doesn't mean he had a good game.
It's like, I think you pointed out, he's 58%. I'm not a big stat man myself, but 58% possession.
That was in the first half, wasn't
which
it?
is, as you said, he's like
Woeful.
30% off.
Yeah. Woeful.
And I've just had a stat in my ear. 11th clean sheet for Henderson in 15 games.
Impressive, but you got to remember, and Romero had a similar stat, didn't he?
Because you're playing
in, generally speaking, the easier games. Today, not that clean sheet counts for as much as any clean sheet, and obviously they all count for the same. But when you're playing in the cup competitions against Watford and the Europa League teams, it's slightly easier to keep clean sheets, but no less impressive. Good stuff.
I'm going to wrap it up there, guys and ladies, lads and lasses.
Yeah.
If you're not doing, make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Check out as well the member section. You've not had a look. Look as well on our merchandise. Got some merchandise on there. You've got Scotty McTotter. I need to stop saying that.
You keep saying that. I like it.
I don't know it's my head's gone, mate. Honestly, it's completely gone. We've got loads of merch on there, so go and check that out. Make sure you're following that lad on Twitter, Joe Smith 93.
Joe Smith 93, and we've also got a review from Adam McCullough and Stephen Howson coming.
Stephen
very
Howson.
soon.
People saying is Stephen Howson going to apologise to Luke Shaw? Well, let's find out. This has been the live review. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.